Welcome back, Final Whistle fans. We are here in 2025 with our first review video of the year, and uh, we had a pretty good period up until now from last season, but we want to get the started with a bang. And obviously, there was good games this weekend. Actually, last couple of weeks, but obviously we're on a break. But the biggest game so far of the year. We got United versus Liverpool. Obviously, we were. Some of us watched the game. Obviously, I watched the game. Uh, George Lath, did you watch it?
Nah, I saw the highlights
I
pretty
watched every
much.
game
I
except that
didn't
one.
wake up at 4:30.
Nah, that's all right. That's fair enough. But for us, I watched it. It was pretty good. I think the first half, it showed like the differences. Liverpool had their chances. Even United had a little bit of chances. Um, but second half is where it truly begun. And credit to Amorim. I don't know. He set up really well today. I think he set up very, very well today. It just showed how well he's taken this team. And I know like their league positioning is not good still. They're still like 12th or 13th or whatever they are. But compared to Liverpool, who are top of the league, and this is a game, it's not only at Anfield, it's a rivalry, big rivalry, one of the biggest. And they came out and only got a draw, which is pretty good for United, but not the best for Liverpool. But I want to start on Liverpool, okay? Because they are the league holders right now. They're top of the league. We think they're gonna do well. We think they're gonna win the league, whatever. But this was not a good game. I think they had a lot of chances, didn't put them away, and there's one person I need to speak on, yeah? Because everyone wants to talk about how good of a player he is, but I'm gonna say this: his defending is still not the best, right? Trent Alexander-Arnold, yeah? We were saying to see that his defending has gotten better. Okay, you know the first goal, I actually saw him walk. Like he wasn't even jogging to like defend him or jockeying or whatever. He was walking. And Bruno just drags him out. One through ball to Lisandro Martinez. Bang! Hits it perfectly where Ellison can't save it. 1-0. Second goal, straight after, Gakpo goes. Delict done horrible to defend the shot. He goes, cuts in, fakes him with his left foot, shoots with his right, top corner. Beautiful goal. Then it goes to the handball penalty. Salah gets the penalty, Delict handballs it, scores 2-2. And then last kick, not last kick of the game, but the last
10
goal
minutes
for
to go.
United. Yeah, Ahmed scores, makes it 2-2. It's that boy again. And then last kick of the game.
Oh,
My goodness. You wouldn't believe it. Joshua Zirkzee gets the ball. The man that got taken out 30 minutes into a game. Subs on, his opportunity to pass it, squares it. Who's up front?
what
None
is
of her.
Maguire? What is he doing up there, by the way?
But you know
That,
what,
that
honestly?
that's like Zaya when he plays pro clubs. When you tell him, I'm gonna go centre back, and somehow he ends up as a striker.
Honestly, I think he had it was annoying because his pass was really like it wasn't the best from Xerxes. So all he needed to do was just hit it on the ground, but it was a little bit bouncing, and then Maguire being Maguire, that was the closest he ever was to being a hero for United, and he just hits it, skies it.
How
God,
much did they buy
I would
Xerxes
have
for
taken
again?
off my shirt.
Like 30 mil.
30 mil?
Apparently, Juve's interested in him.
So they paid 30 mil for a striker that doesn't even take on a one-on-one.
Yeah, he should have shot that. But no,
Like,
he could have shot, but like I see why the pass was like a good option as well. So it could
but
have gone either way, sure.
let's just look at the strikers we have. So Haaland, I'll put Jackson in there as well because we literally saw it in the Crystal Palace game. Who else is there? Salah, Gakpo,
Sec.
Well,
Isak. All these strikers, you put him in that same situation Xerxes was in. Every single one of them one of them
Watkins.
shoots. Everyone has
Every
that
single one.
instinct where it's like, I'm the striker, I'm gonna take it, all the pressure's on me, whatever happens, it's my responsibility. And Xerxes is just there like, nah, you know what? I don't want to take this chance. And he squares it to his centre back. One more thing, I feel like Garnacho should have given him a shout. He should have called for it. Because Garnacho was free as well, back post. If Maguire, like, I know I'm asking for too much, but if he fake shots it, lets it go under him, and Alisson's already committed, Garnacho possibly has an open goal. But, you know, it's all in the heat of the moment, obviously. It's
in
not
the
going to
moment.
plan out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's, for me,
Yeah, no,
a striker has to
exactly.
shoot, in my opinion.
Well, like I said,
I reckon with Xerxes how he's been off form and how he got substituted last match. Maybe he thought he could be like a hero where he could square it instead of taking the shot. Just to try and make his way back or on good terms with the fans, or with the coach, to try and be the hero in some way. If you're a true striker, you should be taking that, even if it's last minute
you
shot.
hit that, you hit that.
You hit
In
that.
my opinion, it's
There
a
was
shot,
three
and then not only
defenders.
that, it could be a corner. It could result to a corner, another like a chance to go for another shot. But I mean, I hear it. Yeah, I hear what you mean, Leif. So, but I feel like back on Liverpool, I think there were certain players that went on their game today. Like I said, Trent.
Yep.
Trent wasn't good at all.
Trent was dreaming.
Luis Diaz wasn't doing the best. That Maguire and Lisandro was doing pretty well to lock him up. But you know what? Honestly, even bro, Curtis Jones, you can tell that when Szoboszlai is not there, it's hard for a man to like, because Szoboszlai in this system, he's that energy. Just keep going. Let me
Yeah.
go. I'm gonna bring it forward. Grab the ball carrying, goes for
He's
it,
the workhorse
presses
of the
well.
team.
Yeah, but it's like, but Curtis Jones today, and a credit to Ugarte, who I thought was probably the second best player for United, like that game. But Ugarte and Kobe Mainu like completely shut him out that game. It was a 3v2, and the two came out on top. I think the best person from that midfield was probably Gravenberch, who did his best to do the most he can. But now you can see, and from the players, the fatigue is getting there. Like, this is where the December period has hit in 10 games in 1 month. And obviously, they're probably going to have international break soon. And they still have to play back-to-back games. You got Champions League, FA Cup
It's
games.
only gonna
It's
get
so
harder.
much. Yeah, it's only going to get harder from here. And
It's only going to
this
get
is
harder.
where
If they wish to continue to Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, all these leagues, all the competitions, it's only going to get harder because they're going to have 2-3 games a week.
Yeah.
And
So I hear it, and I think I'm not gonna go back on Trent because a lot of people didn't like what he was doing, didn't like how he played that game. And I don't know if you guys seen it, but there was a clip where he played a back pass, and Van Dijk was screaming Trent, and they go all the way back, almost conceded, hit for a corner, and Van Dijk just stares at Trent.
that's him. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he just stares at Trent, and he's just like these, like he's just looking at him, like you can tell, like he's not doing the best. And I feel like all this, like, I think, in my opinion, he's got the whole: am I gonna renew my contract? Am I gonna go to Madrid? Am I gonna do this? Am I gonna do that? What's gonna happen for me? So he's got a lot on his mind, which it doesn't obviously it shouldn't affect you as much. It's a big game. It's a huge rivalry, even for the end of the season. Like, look at Salah and like Van Dijk when they talk about the contract negotiations. They're like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna play my game and that's it. That's what they say in interviews. Trent's not even saying anything, and he's copying it from
But-
Liverpool fans.
The only difference with Trent, it just came suddenly. Like, it was out of nowhere. It's not like they've been talking about it since last season or something. It just came out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah,
what, it's been like 1 week since the window opened?
yeah. So
And it's just randomly Madrid's interested, but they haven't
Yeah.
offered anything. I think they were saying they want the same thing they did with Mbappe, which is play out the rest of the season until his contract runs out, and then eventually he's going to join Madrid for free.
no,
So
yeah.
potentially that could be the case.
I think even for this game, it's really poor. I think this was with us one of the not the best they've played. They've scored two, but I mean they played better. You know, everyone was expecting like a 5-0. Bro, I predicted 6-0 straight up. I predicted 6-0. So
I
I thought,
predicted,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, I came into this game thinking it was going to be a manslaughter, but I mean, they came
Yeah.
out. I think United came out on top. So
I think it
To
was
be
a
honest,
positive for all of our teams.
it's just a
I'll
repeat
take
of
that
what
as a
happened
dub.
earlier against Forest. First 20 minutes, you're like, okay, Liverpool's in control. They got it. I don't know what. They miss one chance. They miss two chances. They miss four or five. And then it gets to half time, and you're like, are they actually going to win this game? And then obviously they didn't. But it's just a carbon copy repeat of the Forest game, but they got away with it and they actually drew. They got really lucky. Like, they probably should have lost that game when you look at everything that happened throughout. But the one thing I will say, and we touched on it a bit before, when with all the fatigue that's happening now, this is why when people say Liverpool can't win the league, is because of these moments. Like, they were missing Soboslai, and for some reason that means their midfield cannot do anything. Like, this issue of depth, they need to fix it in this window. Otherwise, they're not winning anything. Not just the league. They're not winning anything at all. Because you can't sit there and be like, oh no, it's fine. We got this strong starting 11 and okay backups. That's not how you win a league. You can't. You need to go buy players that are at the same caliber as your starting 11. So if you have injuries, if players are tired, if you want to rest, they can switch in and out easily. And it showed against a half decent United team. Even if they're 14th, it doesn't matter. They're still a half decent team. There's quality in there. They struggle to get the win. Like, they need to fix up.
look, you like it's going in the window and it's squad profiling. Like they need to find good profiles for each position. Like Nunes is there, Salah is there. Who's a backup for Salah? Not a lot of people. Who's a backup for Sobazla? You got Curtis Jones, but he got caught out today. Who's a backup for Gravenberch, who's been playing every game every season, and they got Endo on the bench, which he's not bad, but like it's not like when Gravenberch how he does turns on the half turn, looks for him,
Obviously,
goes for, you know what I mean? It's about
different
and
level.
like obviously it's only Trent, but it's like even Robertson on the other side has not been doing good this season at all.
He's not been good
So I
at
think they
all.
need to find someone. Yeah, it hasn't been doing good this season. So I think now that it's January, I think it's time for both teams to start getting their players. Maybe not United because I feel like Almiron needs to look at his squad what he truly needs. But for Arne Slot to continue this, maybe I feel like you should buy a backup, maybe a backup six or a starting six, like something where you can tell because Gravenberch is playing so many games, have someone else come in instead of him, or buy a backup left back, or buy a new left back, like someone that can start over Robertson. Like spice it up. Even the front three, like I know Diaz, Gakpo, and Salah is probably realistically the best front three because Diaz and Gakpo interchange half the time in the game. But who comes on for those three? Chiesa doesn't even start. Chiesa doesn't even make the team. And then they have
Yeah.
Nunez and they have Jota. Okay, who's gonna make this? Okay, you wanna go like you wanna make subs? Who's gonna come in for Salah? Harvey Elliott? No, it's not good enough. Who's gonna come in for Gakpo? You're gonna say Nunez, but again, he's not that good. Jota, he's good but inconsistent. Like he's not gonna constantly start because he's got his injury problems as well. He's not that maybe that kind of profile. So I think for I don't know, like maybe we just gotta wait it out and see. But I think for Liverpool, it's a bad result. I think at Anfield as well, and with the recent form that United has had, they should have won this game easy by like 4-5. So that's on Arne's slot now to continue it, and I do hope, like for me, like it's not because I've got my own reasons why I want Liverpool to win the league, but at the same time to make it more challenging, other teams like I would like to see sometimes Liverpool having to struggle a bit so that next season or a couple of games in, other teams can start working, and then it will like for me, I want it to be an appealing title charge. I want to be like, okay, who's gonna actually win or not? Okay, Liverpool are 10 points ahead. Like, oh, okay, now we know who's gonna win it. You know what I mean?
Can I add to that?
Go for it.
Just before anything, since Liverpool's finally dropped points, it's been a while. And I'm gonna say this, and you've heard this from other people, Zaya, that This is City's comeback.
Oh man.
End of the season, we're gonna end up winning on 1 point or a goal difference.
You know
And-
what? If he's
and
doing
we-
it,
We will all be sitting there going, "How on earth did we manage to win it?"
Not all of us.
you know what?
Like
Like,
after
Not all of
10,
us.
10 losses.
Nah, I called it 3 weeks ago.
some
Oh,
people
Don't
believe.
sit there and be like all
He
of
called
us.
it 3 weeks ago.
Get out of here.
I called the beginning of the season.
You didn't know you were
probably
going to lose
called
10
it.
games
But-
in a row, right?
I knew, bro. I spoke to Pep. Pep's like, "Don't worry,
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
You
I
kind of
have
look like
different
Pep.
idea."
You kind of look
Fair
like
enough,
Pep.
fair
Yeah,
enough.
I look like I've eaten Pep.
But we got but you know what? Liverpool had a bad game, but I feel like on the other side, United had a really good game, and I want to give credit to some players. I think honestly, today all of the players were well. I think the only bad players were probably Hoyland and De Ligt. I think both of them didn't have the best game. I think the best player on their pitch was probably Ugarte. But another shout out, I think Bruno, that was one of his best games I've seen him in a while since he came to United. Bro, there was a moment where he had the ball, he could have passed it backwards, but he literally closed everyone to come near him and he literally just weaved away from them. And I was like, yeah, that's the old Bruno. That's the Bruno we've seen, we watched since he came to United. And today he was really good. I think that was probably his best performance in a long time. And I'm very happy to see that, maybe because this is why I said, all right, and for some of you that don't know, me and George and Lath are coaches. But we know like for me, a coach has to have a good mentality to fix a team, to make a team. All right, if you help the team and you let them know this is what I am, and then you can, how do I say it? But I don't know what the word is, but to make, like, literally convince them, like, for your ideology, to make them like you, to understand you, to listen to you. It's all about the mentality. And if the players are convinced and everything, then you've taken the team and you are ready and you can do whatever you want. That means your idea will work because they've listened to you, they know what you want. I think Almiron is basically the best manager for the job right now, and it's showing. Every game that comes out, and I do feel for Almiron because he's come into a really bad United team, but it shows his idea is there. The people he doesn't want and does want is not there. Like, the people he doesn't want is like, okay, he wants those people here, those people there. Like, for an example, Rashford, he doesn't start him. Garnacho, he drops him. But with Ten Hag, he would start both of them, and like this season, he's not starting both of them. Maybe sometimes he's not starting both. And he's trusting Ahmad, he's trusting Mazraoui, he's trusting this guy. And in my opinion, it's showing. Like, some games he's doing well, some games he's not doing the best, but it just comes with time. It's only his first couple of months in. So I do feel like Almiron has done so well so far. With the results, it's different because now it's just the results where I just need to get points. I need to fix this team. Next season, I'm gonna get my players, and then I'll show you. So I do like how they played today. They set up very well. Obviously, I think Maguire was probably their best defender apart from Martinez. Did so well, and it shows that for all the time they were like scrutinizing Harry Maguire, he's popped up as probably one of the best defenders today. So
Yeah.
Thing is,
for me, I liked how United were today.
you touched on like players following the philosophy of the coach. I think what shows us now is how toxic that dressing room is. Because the fact that Bruno, who's a senior player, under Ten Hag, he would never have got the ball, try to create something. Like, especially towards the end. He was kind of just playing because, like, oh, I have to play, he's picked me. But now you can see he's got Amorim there. He knows, he kind of believes in him more. I don't know, maybe it's the Portuguese connection, maybe it's because of just how bad he didn't like Ten Hag. But you can see now he's actually trying. And that's why, like, when people were saying, oh, sell Fernandes, I was like, bro, you can't sell this guy because he just needs to believe in something. And now he's found a coach that he believes in, and he knows the coach already believes in him. And he knows now he's got a strong sentiment behind him in Ugarte. So now he can kind of like play a bit more freely. But for me, it just shows the toxicity in that dressing room when you see like your best player wasn't even trying for the past 4 or 5 months. Probably even longer,
Yeah.
to be honest. And like for him to come out now, obviously, yeah, it's great. Probably United fans are really happy. But I would look at the other side and be like, if he was playing like this a bit more consistently, maybe Ten Hag would still be in a job. You'd never know.
Yeah, but for me, that bald-headed, sorry, Leith, but that bald-headed like Dutchman is the terrible manager in my opinion. For me, I like Amorim. I like it because like he's got his idea.
But what did he do?
What? Oh, what do you mean?
Said
He's
a
just
word in
sitting
like
there.
5 minutes.
Oh, no, I didn't think you would hear that. But
Oh, yeah.
anyways, but I said I like Amorim. I actually, like I said a couple episodes ago, I really wanted him at Chelsea because he kind of gave me Mourinho vibes, and with his idea and his tactics and his system and how he is, I liked him. Obviously, we have a bold man ourselves, and he's Italian. But we're not going to touch up on Chelsea today because
It's like we've got a bold man.
no, we don't
ourselves.
have you as our manager. Thank the Lord.
Enzo
But it's all right.
You were turning on him.
But I think United. No, I'm not turning on them. I'm turning on Chelsea. If you guys seen the TikTok, it's you understand why. But credit to United, they're still 13th, which is pretty good, and Liverpool are still first. But yeah, I don't know. Every time they get happy when like a big result happens, but I still see double digits. So
Still have to
in
scroll
many
down.
words, yeah, happens. Yeah. But you know what? I saw earlier, before we move on, I saw earlier at full time, there was a report some journalists were near the Liverpool change room. At full time, it was a little bit tense in the dressing room. Apparently, Trent and Nunes had to get separated by Van Dijk, and people were choosing sides. So it's not looking after one result, after a really bad result. If this is what Liverpool, the change room's happening, I think Arne Slot's got a big thing to handle,
City.
and it's pretty good for City as well. There's a good chance for City to come back here, but we move on to our next topic for today. And a lot of controversy has happened in other leagues. And George has been very happy and very ready to talk about it. But
Someone's
Real
listening.
Madrid, yes. Real Madrid had, they versed Valencia recently. And in that game, there was a controversial red card decision. Well, not a lot of people call it controversial, but it was a red card decision where it was causing controversy on Vini. Now, for context, I think it was a corner kick, came out, the goalkeeper for Valencia pushed Vini to the ground, right? And then Vini got up, did the same thing, but pushed him on his head. From what I've seen, I don't know. Apparently he hit his head or something. I don't know. George saying no.
Georgia, UK.
Vinicius had the ball. He weaves in through the defenders, goes into the penalty area. I think right before he shoots, he doesn't get tackled, but like he kind of gets shoved off the ball. Appeals for the penalty. Keeper doesn't like it. Goes up to him, tells him like get up, like stop diving. And then Vinicius just gets up and pushes him in the head. And I was like,
Yeah. And then
Don't
the
touch
penalty,
people
I
in
think
the
the
head.
referee. Sorry, yeah, not penalty. Sorry, I'm thinking about the Arsenal game.
yeah.
The referee goes to VAR, checks VAR, gives him the red card, and this is the man that got robbed of a Ballon d'Or.
Apparently.
He actually tried to attack the referee, where, like, it was really surprising to me as well because for a man that obviously a lot of people love, he's the main man at Madrid. He's the face of it, whatever. He's got robbed. He's the best player. To do that, but in my opinion, I've seen so many angles, and there was some angles where it looked like he was trying to talk to or like trying to fight the players behind the referee, and there was an angle that looked like he was trying to fight the referee. So I don't know. It was a bit for me. It looked like he was doing it at the ref, but the red card decision, I do think it is a red card. What he done after, in my opinion, was not good.
But- Yeah, but
That's really
regardless,
bad. Yeah, regardless
regardless.
as
That would
well.
be he's lucky that
And I'm
they
pretty
haven't
sure
gone
he's
out and
banned for
given
like,
him.
yeah, they banned him like 3 games. Like it's a straight red, and they gave him 3 games. So it's not a
To be,
good look after winning the best player and having all this story saying he got robbed, this, all that. Having that happen to you and having you do that to yourself, it's not a good look. But George, he wanted to say something, so I'll let him take the stand.
man,
Go right ahead.
this guy is the worst example of a footballer that a kid can look up to and try and imitate. Like, you think about the players that we tried to imitate when we were like playing at school. You had, well, for me, it was Aguero,
Zidane.
Henri, Hazard, like all these players. Henri probably is the on the list of robbed players. He's probably first. He lost it to a guy who had barely double digits in goals and assists. Did you then see Henri the next year rock up, start diving every game, attacking players every game, attacking, abusing referees every game, and blaming everyone but himself? No. Like, this, like, the audacity that he has, like, to just think the world owes him everything is ridiculous. Every time he gets tackled, he's screaming for a foul. Every time, like, whether they tackle him or not, every time he gets sent off, he blames the crowd. He blames the other coach. He blames the other players. He blames the referee. I saw a report now from Fabrizio. Marca put out a news thing, whatever it is, statement. Madrid have actually gone and they're thinking about, like, putting in legal action to have Vinicius Jr.'s red card rescinded, okay, because he was provoked, and, like, the referee investigated. Are you serious? We're literally, as I said, we're all coaches. The first thing they tell you before you even step on the training field is you don't talk back to the ref, you just accept it and you move on. The first couple months, it was difficult for me, okay? Because I've never coached before and couldn't handle it. Vinicius has been playing professional football since he was 16, okay? Grow up.
He could.
You're the main man at one of the biggest clubs in the world. You take the responsibility on yourself. If something bad happens, you say it's my fault. I've never seen Ronaldo, like, go attack someone, get sent off, and then blame everyone but himself. Or I've never even seen him get sent off and start screaming at the referee, abusing him, trying to get to him, I don't know what. Grow up, bro. Honestly. And it shows the lack of leadership in that Madrid dressing room is showing now. There's no Ramos, no Pepe. I don't know what Carvajal and Modric are doing there, because they need to actually go and tell this guy to, like, screw his head on properly. Because who's telling him what to do? Who? Do they just let him do whatever he wants and he can just, like... Because it's showing. It's going to cost them at one point. It didn't cost them against Valencia. They're very lucky. Very, very lucky they didn't lose or drop points there.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
imagine that
Jude
happens
got.
Champions League final.
Yeah, it'll be huge. And you know what? Credit to Jude as well. He missed the pen, but scored the last minute. So it just shows that, you know what? Like, compare. This is why I say for Real Madrid, you're a big player. You are now. You're a role model as well. Like you said earlier, you're like, he's a worst example of a role model. And with Vini, after what he's done, what he's gone out, and everything that's happened, I think. Look, I agree with you, George. I agree with you, George, but the problem is, like, I don't know how to say it. I feel like he was a little bit annoyed at the red card decision because I think it was in both ways.
But would you not
But
say it's a red?
at the same, I would say it's a red. I'm not
Yeah,
happy
I
with what
agree.
he done after. That's what I'm not happy about. But we've had this year, the last two seasons, where we've seen refs be inconsistent at, like, everywhere. La Liga, Premier League is one of them. Premier League sometimes in games, but in games, the Premier League, the referees are the most talked about. Like, that's how you know it's getting bad. So I do hear why, a lot of Madrid people don't like this decision, because there was some moments where they didn't give a yellow card or didn't even go to VAR for it. They just told them continue. So then when that happened and Vini got the red card, it is a little bit of an annoying moment because I can probably say that a lot of this stuff kind of happened in other games, but they don't give it. But it's because it's a Madrid game, it's going to cause controversy. You know what? I'm going to do it. So there's a little bit of that inconsistency. I feel like that's one of the main reasons why he got angry and why why Madrid in general did get annoyed. They want to appeal for it. I hear the shout of him being a bad influence, this, no leadership, whatever. I agree with that because you are now at the best team the best club of all time, basically. We all know Madrid, Barca, United, whatever. They're the big teams, right? The thing is, you look at it in the standpoint where, like, it's hard to keep that same position, but when you get these kind of decisions and stuff against you, it's hard for people to be like, I back you, because remember, they all didn't go to Rodri's ceremony for Vini.
Yeah.
They're gonna try and appeal the red card for Vini. That's not a good look on you. Straight out, that's not a good look on you. And then people will say, they hate Madrid, we hate Madrid. You're doing it on yourselves. We don't hate Madrid. You guys are trying to do stuff that makes us look like, okay, like, what do you want us to do at that point? So that's why I do feel for Vini, because I feel like in other games it's happened and they haven't given the yellow, they haven't gone to VAR, they haven't done all this, that. They didn't give a straight red for it. But at the same time, what you did after is why they won't probably accept the appeal. So, I don't know. I think Vini needs
add
to
to that.
check yourself out before you like.
Just to add to that, in any game, doesn't matter if it's Real Madrid or if it's Cardiff or if it's Burnley or anyone, if you make contact, like George said, with another player, especially if it's like above, for example, his head or shoulders, whatever, his face, that's a straight red card, regardless of what he does after that.
Yeah, of
That
course.
only makes it worse. So if VAR still
Yeah.
had to go and check it, then they're only seeing if he made any contact. And that wasn't going to
But
help
that's
him
the same
regardless,
thing.
because he's already
Yeah.
made that contact.
Yeah, but that's the same thing. Like, that's the same kind of contact that happened. Obviously, I'm gonna go back to the Prem, but if no one saw it, the Saliba and João Pedro moment. But Saliba headbutted João Pedro. Saliba only got a yellow card for it, and they gave the pen. So I know it's not similar to Vini's
that's
one, but
that's head-to-head contact.
yeah. Head to
This
head
guy
combat.
literally went
Yeah,
up
I'm
to
sorry,
him,
but that's
pushed him in the head. Like, that's assault.
Pushed
yes,
him.
yes. But you're saying any contact. That's what I'm saying. Any contact is still, everyone's gonna check it. They're gonna cut it, whatever. I'm saying
but
I understand why the frustration is there. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I give a little bit of like, okay,
But
I
the
do
reason
feel
why
for it
that's a
because
yellow-
maybe some games that happen.
But the reason why that's
But
a yellow
João
is
Pedro in
because
one game.
the reason why that Saliba one is a yellow is because it's a footballing action. He's gone to header the ball,
Yeah.
and he's headed the guy's head instead. Vinicius did. There is nothing got to do with football there. He's got up, he's angry at the keeper, he pushes him in the head. That's assault. Like, full stop. Done.
Yeah, but João Pedro, there was a game this season where he
was 2 weeks
literally
ago.
elbowed a player.
He missed him.
He literally
He
elbowed
missed
a
him.
player. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but the intention, bro.
I know.
You're gonna
The
say
intention
the
is there. He
intention
should
to
have been.
elbow someone that you're banned.
I know. He should be sent off. But Vinicius can't look at the Premier League and be like, well, the same rules apply in La Liga. The handball rules are different league to league, by the way. That's why when Premier League teams go to Champions League and they cop handball calls, they're like, wait, what? This doesn't count in the Premier League. Yeah, it doesn't count in the Premier League, but it counts in the Champions League. The rules are different in each league almost. So Vinicius shouldn't be looking at the Premier League and be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to get a red card here for someone else. He's just, to be honest, his actions over the past 2-3 years in general, because let's not kid ourselves, it's the first time he's done this. Like, he's done it a few times now, and it's going to become a reputation, and it's only going to get worse. Because from now on, they're going to start giving him yellow cards for nothing at some point. He needs to take a look at Neymar, who has a similar reputation, where they started booking him for showboating when all he's doing is dribbling past people, because they know that he just wants to escalate it. So Vinicius needs to calm down a bit, go back to just playing football, and don't worry about the ref. You just play your game, you're good enough. You don't need players to be sent off to be better. You're fine. Play your game, stop complaining, move on. It's not even his job regardless. He's not even the captain, is he? Why is he going there trying to talk to refs, man?
Vinny, no.
No, I think it's
Come on.
Modric, isn't it? Well, Carvalho's not playing.
Whoever it is, but at the same time, I think Vinny needs to really like calm down because this doesn't look good on you at all. Especially what
100%.
has happened, and I keep bringing it up. But this is what even look at times. Obviously, if you guys don't see it, Barney's not here; he is sick. But I feel like we do need his insights as well on it. But I feel like from a Madrid standpoint, I feel like some Madrid fans, if they have a brain, they can understand why George has said this and why we're saying this as well. Because from a neutral standpoint, it's not a good look. So you can't justify Vinny's actions there. You literally cannot at all. Because if it was any other player, like for example, for Barney's case, if it was a player in the Premier League, he would go off. But I feel like if it's a La Liga standpoint, it won't be. So that's why, Barney, when you come back, we are on you. We are on you heavy duty. But
No, but
on the game,
we haven't
to be
said
fair,
anything wrong. We haven't said
no,
anything
obviously,
wrong.
I feel like, yeah,
It's just-
but I feel like again, I mean, you know what? The next game they played, I think it was in the Copa del Rey.
Yeah,
They won 5-0, which is pretty good. That's without Vinny. So
that was
That's a
Modric's
cup game.
first time scoring in the Copa del Rey, by the way. That's his
Ugh.
first ever goal. 13 years.
10
Aregola
seasons.
got
13
2
years.
goals that game as well.
He's alright.
That's
He
pretty
needs to
crazy.
play a bit more, though. I feel like he's not playing as
I like
much
it,
as we
man.
thought he
Federico-
would.
But on the Valencia game, 2-1, Modric scored as well, and Jude last minute goal, but he missed a penalty. I do feel for Jude because he got a goal and an assist, and he missed a penalty. So he got like a mini bad like thing, but I mean he's probably the best. Honestly, in my opinion, he's the best player in that team, and they have Mbappe, Valverde, and
It's a
Vini.
stacked team.
but
They're very underperforming.
yeah, but
Exactly.
Very under.
Yeah.
underperforming for what they have.
Yeah, for what
For
they
what
have.
they
yeah.
have. No.
When
But
this team clicks, he'll be ridiculous.
it will, yeah. They need.
If-
I think they still need small players. I think. Yeah, well, if Button maybe straight up.
If
But-
they click.
That was George's little rant on Vinny. I'm sorry, Vinny, if you ever see this, and I'm sorry, Madrid fans, but Georgia does
He's
not
not going
care.
to see it.
So, yeah,
Hopefully
I'm
he
not
doesn't,
gonna
though.
yeah. If we one day we're gonna have an interview with like a Madrid, like with Madrid or something, George is gonna be permabanned after this.
What?
He's not seeing any interview with Madrid.
I'm trying to help him, bro.
Ah, yeah.
I've seen it.
But-
We've seen it happen. We've seen it happen.
Oh, we have seen that.
Yeah.
That's true, that's
Balotelli?
very true.
You're telling me Balotelli wasn't
Yeah,
an
but why is it always
insane
him?
player? Okay, yeah. Oh, man.
Cold. But anyways, we move on. A game that had happened this morning. Okay, for some of you guys, it's our games are usually around like 4-5 a.m. But the Coppa Italia final was today in the morning. Inter versus AC, two of the biggest giants of Syria, of just like world football, just in general. You know what was annoying? It wasn't even played at their stadium.
Yeah,
It
no.
was played somewhere else.
It's
That's so
bought
stupid.
by Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, man.
They
I was,
bought the
I was
rights
so
to
annoyed
it.
at that. Yeah, I was so
So
annoyed
stupid.
from that. But the game ended 3-2. But funny enough, Inter were actually 2-0 up. First goal was scored by Lautaro Martinez, who didn't have the best form leading up to the game. But he had a really nice goal. Faked the defender, went onto his left foot, great finish. And then the second goal for Inter before halftime. Taremi, I think it was before or after halftime. I don't know
After,
when
right
it was.
after, 2 minutes after.
It was after. I think it was De Vrij. He paid a ping pass straight to Taremi, split open the defense, took a touch into the corner, past Mignon, and then that's when AC Milan just locked in, bro. 3
minutes
goals
3 minutes later,
Yes.
someone got subbed on.
The
Leao comes on 50th minute when they've conceded 47th minute.
And this man.
And then take it away. Go. What happens after?
Yeah. This man, this man. What happens, Theo gets a free kick. Theo Hernandez hits it. Bottom corner. Pass Jan Sommer. That's goal 1.
It's okay, 2-1.
Goal 2. Goal 2. You know, like, okay, Leao takes it. Goes, drives. Cuts in. Pang. Into Pulisic. Hits it. 2-2.
It's only 2-2.
This is the second Chelsea boy, yeah? That's the
Yeah.
So no, that's the first Chelsea boy, yeah?
That's the first one, first one.
And then 90th minute, my boy, Tammy Abraham scores. Makes it 3-2. Wins the entire Coppa Italia
Coppa del Rey.
for AC Milan. And I was saying, the wrong cup.
Wrong Coppa.
But a nice stat. Conceição, ever since he's came in, he's won 2 games out of 2 games. So, but he won. I think not 2 games. I think he won 3 games, and one of them he's won a trophy already. And I was saying this. I think this was just off the pod. This is when they signed the documents. They said he's gonna be our new manager. I said this is a very good appointment for AC Milan. He did very well at Porto. He had a good run in the Champions League as well, and I think his idea is very good. And I think AC Milan, especially for what kind of club they are and what they've had the problems with getting rid of Maldini, trying to sell all these players, they needed something new. Conceição, a good young coach, he's come in, and everyone have seen his celebration with the cigar in his mouth and him dancing with the music in the background. It was vibes. I liked it. It was nice. And I think you need a manager who would come in, again, like I said, the mentality. Come in. He knows what he wants. He sets his team in place. He brings on these players. He's doing all this, wins them a trophy. And it's the second biggest trophy, or probably the biggest trophy for what's it called? For Serie A, because it's a cup trophy. Apart from the league, it's their main trophy that they all want to fight for, and it's against their biggest rivals. So, I mean, it's a very good job from Conceição. And again, George, we were saying Leao. We were talking about this off the pod as well, but he didn't rate Leao. He doesn't like him. I said he gives me.
No, I wasn't happy with his start to the season, to be honest. I really wasn't happy. I was like, for what he was 2 years ago, not 2 years ago, 2 years ago, when he was like the most talked about player. Everybody was like, this guy's going to move, he's going to get a move. He didn't get the move, and he's kind of, not declined, but like, he's plateaued. And I was like, bro, he needs to get back. Like, I remember he was so much better than this, and he delivers one game after. The jinx is alive, don't worry. The jinx is alive.
The jinx is alive.
The jinx is alive.
I like, for me, I love, like, a lot of, like, I support, obviously, a team from the Premier League. But my favorite league is Serie A, because it's filled with so many good teams in there. You got, obviously, the Milan teams, Lazio, Napoli, Atlanta, Roma, Juve, Fiorentina. They got, bro, back in the day, Parma used to be a very big team as well. They had the Giants as well, Torino. They have some good teams, like, and I like it because it's that is a proper league with proper fans, diehard fans. They, like, you know what I mean? Not like I like Premier League. It's exciting to watch, but like the Serie A, it's just so fun. You just see it's so passionate, and I love it. I love it so much. Again, I think it's a very good win for Conceição. But it's not the best for Inzaghi, especially what they are doing in the league as well. Because if you look at the league table for the Serie A, it's still very tight at the top as well. And just the league in general. Before we were talking about it, there was like from 1st to 7th or 8th, it was like a 4 goal difference, 3.4 points difference. So it was crazy. Now, Napoli are at the top of 44. Behind them is Atlanta with 41. They're behind Atlanta with 1 point behind is Inter. Behind Inter with 5 points behind is Lazio. Behind Lazio is Juve with 32. And then Fiorentina are tied with 32 as well. But Milan and Roma are not doing the best, with Milan having 27 and Roma having 23 points. So it's this is a very good win for Milan in my opinion. So I do hope they get better because I do love AC and I love Inter. Like I love Serie A. It's a good league, but this is very good after the struggles AC Milan have had. I think this is exactly what they needed. Exactly. Any thoughts?
Any thoughts for me?
Yeah.
Not a big fan of Serie A or Italian league. It's not like before. It was much more interesting, funner, bigger players, bigger players back in the day playing like for equivalent Zidane, Ronaldinho, all these players. I'm talking about those days. Serie A has dropped off since then, and now it's slowly making its way back. So I think the last 10 years it's been quiet, and just these last 2 seasons or so, it's picked back up. It's like Premier League. Premier League was more interesting. Now it's slowly dying, but it's still interesting. Everyone still wants to watch it. And eventually, if they continue, and these teams know how to invest in more players, making them more competitive, then surely more people will watch it. If what happened to AC Milan, for example, they lose all those players, everyone's going to lose interest again. Everyone's going to go back to watching La Liga and Premier League, and that's what you don't want. So yeah.
What about you, George?
We can talk about the financial stuff in another episode, probably, hopefully. But the problem with these other leagues is that they just don't have the money. Like Bournemouth, no disrespect to Bournemouth, but last year they finished what? Bottom 10? Where they can come out and spend 40, 50 mil on 2 players just like that. Roma, AC Milan, these teams don't have the capacity. They can't just go out and spend 40, 50 mil per player. They can't. And that's hurting them. Like, it's hurting the entire league. There was an interview with Chiellini I watched. It was like Gary Neville and stuff interviewed him. And he was saying as well, he's like, we just can't compete with the money. Like, we can develop as much as we want. But if a team from the Premier League comes in and says, we'll give you 30 mil for this player, we have to sell. Because it's 30 mil. Like, it's a lot of money for them. For them, 30 mil is a lot. In the Premier League, 30 mil is nothing. We're saying 30 mil for
30 mil
Xerxes.
gets
Xerxes
you,
not even,
Xerxes.
like, he's not even world class. Serie A, if they buy someone for 30 mil, he better be a first team starter and one of the best players there straight away. Like, it's just, it's unfair. But, like you said, I think they're coming back now. They're actually coming back now. Because a lot of teams have a very good young core. And I hopefully,
Especially
if they
the
get
academy.
more competitive. Yeah.
Yeah, especially the academy. The academy, a lot of the Italian teams, the academies are very, very like used because obviously I think their registrations is like you have to have these certain amount of Italians that you've born and you've raised in like Italy and they've come from the academy and all that.
Yeah.
So it's good, and that's what you see like stars, like young stars come out and like they do well. So that's what I like about it. And you know what, I just saw the first 2 games for Sergio Conceição, AC Milan's new manager. He's had 2 games, yeah? And in those 2 games were in the Coppa Italia. And he beat Juve 2-1, and he won against Inter Milan.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good CV so far, the first 2 games. Now, if he can keep this in, bring back the season, I'm pretty sure if I look in the Champions League, I think they're not doing well in the Champions League, AC Milan. But for Inter Milan, it could be different. Because
Inter Milan
right
are
now
doing
they're
well.
8th. Yeah.
Inter
Inter Milan are
like
doing well. I
DeMarco
think they're
got
like
upgraded.
4th. Yeah, on FIFA, yeah. I
Like
think if
DeMarco got
you look at
Thuram got upgraded.
yeah, see, this is not, it's not the best. They're 12th, It's not bad.
12 is not
They're
bad.
12 in the Champions League. Yeah, 12 in the Champions League, but Inter are in the top 8. So
Yeah.
it's not, again, even here, Juve, Atlanta. It's literally Juve and Atlanta are behind AC Milan. And then Bologna are in the bottom half. But it's fine.
Funny.
So, in my opinion, I think it's a good win for AC Milan, and congratulations to AC for winning that comeback. Two of the Chelsea boys had to come and dig yous back from the grave, but it's not bad. And yeah, let's see how they do for the rest of the league, because I mean they're 8th. They need to get Champions League next season or some European league, because you can't have AC without any European competition, at all. So yeah. But for the last segment of the episode, we want to talk a little bit about our predictions table that we have had so far. And so
Who
far,
wants to talk about the predictions table?
Yeah. No.
now,
Can you
so
please tell me
far,
why you want to talk about it?
5
because
weeks in, why do you want to talk about it now?
because I want to say something, yeah. After what's the table standings? It's, I think Barney is first.
So right now,
If you
I
can
got
check,
it.
you have it.
I got it. Right now,
Yeah,
you
I've
got
not seen the update.
Barney's still first.
Okay, with how many points?
Barney's first with 39 points. Then
Okay.
you've got
Mhm.
our host Zay on 34. Me on
Oh, look at this. Don't
Me
worry
on-
about anyone else. Look at it. I just want you to know this, yeah? I was last, yeah? I was last. And they said he has no hope.
30. Zaya, it's
He has
week
got
5.
nothing. He's got no ball.
It's-
No. I
It's
don't
week
care.
5 of 20. Chill.
Listen,
There's
yeah?
time.
Yeah, no. Listen,
Like,
listen, wait. Okay? Alright, I want you to know something. Alright? There's one thing I need you to know, yeah? I was last at 20 points, okay? Barney was what, 28 points or something? I don't know how many points he had last week, yeah. I was last, and you guys had 25 above me. The fact that I got 15 or 4, I don't know how many points I got, 14
13.
points,
You got 13 points this
13,
week.
13 points, yeah? And I'm up there. So, I
Yeah,
want
but
you
if
to
you
know,
heard
okay?
the other
If you-
points, okay,
It
you
doesn't
are
matter, it
1
doesn't matter,
point ahead
it doesn't
of
matter,
me.
it doesn't matter.
1. Okay?
Yeah, it's-
Chill.
so.
1
Oh,
point.
so who's last?
I don't know. I'm saying this because
I
he's
wonder
that
who's
side of my
last.
Yeah, but
stream.
don't
I don't know,
laugh at
man.
me.
Don't laugh at me, brother. You watch the Prem. Are you not embarrassed?
Yeah, don't,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
relax, bro.
Game-
It's not like I've predicted ridiculous scores. This guy got lucky off one game, bro.
No, I got 3 games right.
He actually did.
Yeah, get
He
out
got-
of here. You're so lucky,
Yeah.
bro.
How is that?
I got
lucky?
the-
What do you
Bro.
mean?
How's that lucky?
That's lucky, bro.
You got to think
would've
about
never-
it in a Premier League standpoint.
Get out of here.
You got to think about it in a Premier League standpoint. What's gonna
Look-
happen?
When it gets to, like, he starts losing or not guessing the scores right, he's going to be like, nah, I don't care about it. You know, I wasn't
Yeah.
interested. Just
It's
like
like
the FPL.
Just
like
the
FPL.
2 seasons.
I had a bad,
He started
FPL
off
this
good,
week,
and he
man.
started roasting me, you, all
Oh
the
yeah,
boys.
those
And
that
then
first month. That first
Yeah,
month was horrific.
and then after that, he was 1,000 points behind everyone else.
Don't say 1,000. Relax. 1,000 is really drag. All right. 1,000
Right,
is really drag.
999.
There you go. See, 0 point behind.
yeah, but who's leading now?
But-
Drop it down. Listen, the season's not ended yet.
Yeah,
You're
so
only
there's
100
still
points
20.
ahead.
There's still 20 games, but I don't care. Listen, for the rest of you guys, if you really like the league table predictions thing, which we want to do every time, leave a comment who you think is gonna win the whole prediction tables. So
Give us your own predictions, man. I want to see some predictions. I want to know what you guys are thinking.
yeah,
Chuck them in the
what
comments.
you guys think?
Don't be shy, bro. Don't be shy.
Alright. Don't be shy, lads. Come on, you can. But that is all for today. We've covered most of the things. Hopefully, next episode, City can win again and Chelsea can win again. That's what we ask for
And
every
Liverpool
time.
can drop points again.
And Liverpool drop points, yes. Also, I forgot to say this, but thank you for Top Threads. They've been smashing it out with giving us these jerseys to show off. I've rocked the Bayern second kit. George is rocking the Chelsea
jacket.
jumper, and I think
And
they
and I'm rocking the Man City funeral kit.
yes. Is it because the
Oh,
130 charges,
oh,
the
No,
130
no,
oh.
no,
charges, the
no, no,
130
no.
the 130
It's
charges.
gonna be 140 by the end
Right,
of like the season.
yeah, yeah, 140. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked it, like and subscribe. Follow us on Insta, Spotify, and TikTok as well. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
See you,
See you lot.
everyone.